What up, YouTube, gamers, geeks, and freaks, and all of the above? It's the last Zan taking a stand with this new video. Welcome to my new channel. Well, it's not really new, but I got a couple videos out. But it's a let's put it like this, it's a fresh start for me. But anyway, on this channel you're gonna see a lot about gaming, a lot about collecting. I'm just shying away from my last channel that I ended, and I will do an introductory video for this channel. But for now, today I want to talk about collecting, and should you, when starting collecting, or any time for that matter, should you start collecting for all consoles, for every console? A lot of collectors out there, they see these YouTubers, they see these huge rooms, and they're wondering, where do I start, man? That's a lot, and it is a lot. But I will say this first and foremost: if you want to start collecting, do what you want to do, because ultimately it is your collection. It's however you want to do it. Now, there are better ways to go about things. There are tips out there to help you out in the long run, but ultimately it is your collection. It is how you want to do it. Now, just to give a little short introduction to me, I have been collecting for about 4 years, starting in 2014 when I got out of the military. I had some money laying around, and I was like, you know what? I love gaming. I've always wanted to start my own collection, and I was like, you know what? Why not start now? So I started looking up YouTube videos on tips and ways to go about, getting good deals and where to start my collection. And to be honest, a lot of people will tell you to start collecting in a certain genre or a certain series or for one console, because really it's the cheaper thing to do. You can actually complete a lot of things going about it in that direction. But me, I wanted to collect for everything, and I'm gonna talk about the pros and cons for collecting for all consoles, and why maybe you wouldn't want to do it, or maybe you would want to do it. So first things first, I was never a fanboy growing up of one console. When they had the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo war, like, yes, I had a Sega Genesis. My parents weren't made of money, so I didn't have a lot of different consoles to play. I just played what they bought me. Had a Sega Genesis, so I love Sonic. Whenever I wanted to play Mario, Super Mario World, I've played those games. Donkey Kong Country, I went over a friend's house or a cousin's house or something, and I played those games there. Whenever PlayStation came out, N64, had a PlayStation, didn't have an N64, so I had to go to a friend's house to play Mario Kart or Super Mario 64. And regardless of what game I played, I never felt the urge to say, man, I hate Nintendo, or I hate Xbox, or I hate Sega, or anything like that. Like, I enjoyed every game that I played. So a long fantasy of mine was to have a room with all types of games, all types of consoles that I can play, and I can just pull it out, choose the ones that I want, and sit down and play it. And that's how I am now. Now, like I said before, a lot of people will tell you collecting for everything or for all consoles is a big mistake. The cons, I'll start with the cons first. The cons when collecting for all consoles, I think the biggest thing is money, because when you're looking online, and then when you're collecting, you're going to want to be in these forums, and you're going to want to be in these Facebook groups, and you talk to different people, and you want to talk to people so you can start networking and finding out what the deals are. And to be quite honest, there's deals like every other day for all types of consoles. You might have GameStop saying, hey, we got retro games here, buy 3 get 1 free, or buy 2 get 1 free. Or you might have a flash deal going on GameFly or something. Oh, PS4 games for $15 or $20 or $10 sometimes and stuff. And whenever you are looking at these deals and you see all these deals coming at you from every which way, yeah, like, that can be overwhelming. And starting out, especially like I said, when you see these YouTubers and you see these huge rooms and all these games and you're thinking, I want that. I want all of those games. Sometimes it is very hard to control how much money you're spending, because when you're collecting, if you're not made of money, you're going to want to set a budget. And if you don't stick to that budget, there's going to be a lot of problems. Me starting out myself, I think one mistake that I made was trying to get these collector's editions along with the regular standard edition games, and that is where I learned very, very fast that I cannot do that, because these collector's editions will run your pockets. They'll be 100 plus, 125, 150, depending on what game it is, how big the game is, and I was starting off doing that, and after like 2 or 3 collector's editions, I was like, nah, I can't do that no more, man. Another thing is, when it comes to collecting, you're gonna want to do your research. You're gonna hear that from everybody. You're gonna want to do research on, how much these games are actually worth. You got the Nintendo games that hold up in the market very nicely, especially right now with the market being so inflated when it comes to prices for games. Man, there are a lot of games out there, RPG games, usually games that didn't have a high release, like NIS and stuff. Developers like that, they will charge a lot for these games, and if you don't know the prices for these games, you can get taken advantage of, which happened to me in the beginning. So when you're collecting for all consoles, it is very hard to keep up with thousands and thousands of games and how much they are worth. Now over time, you just kind of know, it becomes second nature, and now they actually have like apps out there now, like price charting and eBay you can go to, and they will tell you a good ballpark estimate of how much these games are actually worth. But once again, I say, when collecting for all consoles, it is very hard to keep up with a lot of stuff that's going on. So that's why you hear a lot of people say, don't collect everything, and like I said, I will say this: do not let what they say stop you from doing what you want to do. Now, they have good tips. Take heed to what they're saying. But for the most part, yeah, I will say, if you are a beginner collector, I probably wouldn't start off. Why I do it, I have a couple reasons why I do it. One, like I said before, I like all video games, and I get in these moods to where one day I wake up and, oh man, let me play my PS4. Let me play, God of War or Monster Hunter or something like that. And then, that might be my flavor for the week, and then a couple days go by. You know what, man? I used to play San Francisco Rush on the N64. Let me turn that on. And I can do that. I can go and I can hook up my N64. If I'm in the mood for Sega Genesis, I can go hook that up. They have emulators and stuff out there, but it's something about hooking up your retro console, blowing into that cartridge a couple times for you old heads out there, and playing with the regular controller, the original controller, OG, and doing your thing, getting your retro gaming on. That is a very, very nice feeling. Another thing, if you have gamer friends on a weekend that maybe you've been hitting the bars too much, or maybe you've been doing a lot of stuff with your wife, and just one weekend you want to sit down and you want to have a retro game night. What I can do is I can go on my Facebook Messenger, I can talk to a couple friends like, yo, let's have a retro game night. They come over, I got systems to choose from, I got games to choose from. And not everybody grew up on Dreamcast. Not everybody grew up on N64. Not everybody grew up on the Master System. So when you pull out these systems and you see the look on their face, man, a lot of times they're, man, I never played the Master System, before. I never played the N64. Oh, it's been about 10, 15 years since I played 007 on the N64. And just to see the nostalgia come up and the excitement and your friends and people, the smiles on their faces, gaming brings people together. So when I have so many choices to choose from, let's say we're in there playing Mario Kart and there's a couple people that, just not into it. You know what, man, let's hook up the PlayStation. I got a multi-tap. Let's play Twisted Metal. I know you used to play that. And a lot of times people, even if they've never played Twisted Metal before, they will jump in just because, let me see what this is about. And you introduce new games to people. And like I said, it's something about gaming that brings people together. And that is why I collect for all. So over the years, I have learned, I have been through bad deals. I've had people try to take advantage of me. And out of ignorance or, not knowing what's going on, sometimes, I've let people take advantage of me, and I will make a video on mistakes that I have made. So, the people that are watching, you won't make those same mistakes. But that is why I collect for all consoles, and I will continue to collect for all consoles. So, with that being said, ultimately do what you want to do. I'm going to continue to collect for all consoles, and the backdraw might be, I might not be able to collect or complete everything. Maybe years on down the line, I might have a complete PS2 collection or Wii collection or something like that, but it probably won't happen anytime soon. And it definitely, a lot of mental mind control comes into play too, because you see all these deals and you want to take advantage of everything because you collect for everything. But you have to say, you know what, I'm gonna try to focus maybe on, a couple N64 games here, a couple PlayStation games here, and then you go on about your business. So I hope this helped. If you've been on the fence on, man, should I collect for everything or should I collect for, one system? If you want to collect for one system, do what you got to do. But ultimately, if you're not collecting for the love of games as a hobby, I probably wouldn't get into it if you're going to collect for everything, because it's overwhelming. It's a lot. But I enjoy playing video games. So that is my reasoning for collecting for everything. If you have the money and you can go out there and you could buy all types of games in bulk, man, have at it, but I have a set amount that I usually spend every, month or every couple weeks. And then, I go forth from there. And my collection has grown quite nicely. I have just about, every console generally known to man, besides a couple of them out there. So I will continue having my retro gaming nights, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be making another video very, very soon. I'm going to try to upload like every other day with talking about these collecting tips and mistakes that I've made. And like I said, like, subscribe, welcome to the new channel. And we doing the damn thing, man. The last Zan with the last stand. I'm out.